In this short video, we're going to be talking about the animated clip transition. So the animated clip transition is a function that we have on the XVS-G1 in the transition panel here. So that is the FM1 and 2 clip. Now an animated clip transition is what you might know as being referred to as a MAV or a sting. And it's basically when you're creating a transition between the A bus and the B bus, but over the top you've got an animated graphic. So let me show you some examples of that. I have one here. You can see I'm transitioning between those two sources with this XVS clip. Or here, I've got this dust cloud that comes over. And you'll notice to do this, I'm using this T-bar. So this gives me complete manual control. I can choose to do this really fast, or I can be really slow with it. We can also press the auto trans button with the FM1 and 2 clip highlighted, and then we can do that automatically. So now let me show you how to set one of those up. The first thing we're going to do is go to frame memory 1 and 2, so that I can put the content that I want for my transition in. You can see that's our smoke there that we had, so I'm just going to pop in this one. And you'll also notice you've got your audio on and off toggle here. So if you switch audio on, then you can play out audio if there's any audio with that file, like a whoosh or something like that. And you can also send that audio output separately as well. Let's have a look. Now you can see that this doesn't look right because we've got our graphic coming over from the top right here, but our transition underneath is coming from the other direction, and there's this sort of vertical wipe. So that's wrong. So to correct that, if we double click FM1 and 2 clip, then we get into the clip transition menu. So the first thing I want to do is change this background transition. So background transition, wipe main pattern. And then I'm going to choose something that looks similar to my graphic coming down this way. So I think number 2, at least it's going in the right direction, but it still doesn't look right because we can see at the bottom here, we can see that transition happening, and we want to hide that transition under the graphic. So I'm going to come to the main modifier here, and I'm going to choose angle, and I'm going to put this somewhere where it's really obvious, like here. And I'm just going to play with this a little bit. There we go. Another feature that's really useful on this menu page is the timing feature. So this looks pretty good, but if we move really slowly frame by frame, you see it's actually starting that transition before the clip has come on. So just to get that right, what we can do is we can set the start time of that background transition. And a really nice thing is that we can move this T-bar, and then we can get it just where we want it, and then hit set start. So it was only a few little frames in, so I'm just going in there, and I want it to start about there. So I hit start, and now that looks right. Another thing I just wanted to quickly highlight is that the animated clip transition has its own dedicated keyer, and that can go anywhere in the priority stack. So for example, if I have a logo on a key like this, and you see when I'm doing that transition now, it's going over the logo, but say I want to have that logo on top, then what I need to do is go into my key 1 menu, click on my priority, and now you'll see instead of changing it over here, there's a clip transition priority, and at the moment it's set to 1, so it's on top. So if I put that down somewhere much lower, now you'll see that that's actually going underneath. And the last thing I'm going to do is store a snapshot here. So it's available space 90, so that is stored. Now that we've got that stored, you can see we can flip between the different animated clip transition snapshots we've created. So I can have the one I made earlier with the XVS. I can have the one that I made with the dust. And then the one that we just created. And that is how you create an animated clip transition on the XVS-G1.